How's it going, guys? Welcome to part 10 of my record collection. Yeah, it's finally cooling down here in California. It's been about 110 degrees for like the last 3 or 4 days. So yeah, it's getting pretty old. But anyways, this video I'm just going to have 2 bands. I've got a few records by each band. But quality over quantity as far as I'm concerned. So this first band, Iced Earth, happens to be one of my favorite bands. They have been for a long time, since I was in high school. But yeah, this is their debut self-titled album, Iced Earth. This one came out in 1990. Technically, didn't get released till '91 because delay with the artwork. This is the original artwork that was supposed to be released on the album originally. Got denied by the label and also put a hold on the release of the album, and it eventually got released with this artwork right here. So yeah, I mean, they're both pretty cool. But yeah, got the back right here. So yeah, this is the Century Media reissue. It comes on, well, I got this variant anyway. It's a super cool, like candy apple green, really nice. Like this one a lot. So yeah, I mean, this album is probably one of their best albums. If you're not familiar with Iced Earth, they're like a power thrash band. They combine just different elements of heavy metal, thrash metal, power metal, with some like progressive influences in there too. But yeah, they're really melodic, really they're atmospheric, but it's like really dark. So yeah, I mean, they paint like a picture when you're listening to them. It's really awesome. I love Iced Earth. This album was the only album to feature what was his name? The vocalist. I think it was John Greeley. But yeah, this is the only album to feature that vocalist. He wasn't one of their best vocalists, but the riffs on this thing are killer. It's got some of the best Iced Earth riffs in my opinion, and some of my favorite songs by Iced Earth too, including When the Night Falls, which is my all-time favorite Iced Earth song, the self-titled track Iced Earth, Curse the Sky, Colors. I mean, the whole album's really good. Probably gonna say that about every Iced Earth album, but I really like this band, and I really love this album too. So check this out if you've never heard it before. In my opinion, their older stuff's really underrated. Not too much of a fan of their new stuff. Once John Schaefer left the band, which is I'm sorry, not John Schaefer, Matt Barlow, which is my favorite vocalist by Iced Earth. Next up, I've got Night of the Storm Rider, their second album. This one also has an alternate artwork on the inside. Believe it or not, this album was actually released originally with this artwork, which is pretty terrible in my opinion. It looks like a kid drew it with like colored pencils or something. Not really a fan of this one. Got released on the first press, so you can actually find this album with this artwork. But shortly after, it got released when it got pressed again with this artwork, which is a lot cooler in my opinion, and a lot more fitting to the album. So yeah, this one is actually a concept album. It tells a whole story about this Storm Rider guy. Also has a different vocalist in the first one, which was John Greeley. The first album was Gene Adam, my bad. I should have got all my facts straight before I did this video, but anyways. Yeah, so second album with the second vocalist, John Greeley. He's definitely a lot better than Gene Adam. He's got more of this signature Iced Earth sound that you're going to hear throughout their later albums as far as his vocals go. Really powerful delivery, melodic, and pretty aggressive too. So this album is actually, I would say, my favorite Iced Earth album if I had to choose. But yeah, it's a really good, lots of thrashy parts on this album. and a lot of clean passageways too. So I don't know. I think that's one of the reasons I like Iced Earth. They combine like a lot of clean stuff with a lot of heavy stuff, and yeah, you can't really put any boundaries or should I say labels or genres on them. But yeah, so as far as checking out songs, if you're not going to listen to the whole album, Angel's Holocaust is one of my favorites. Pure Evil, Travel and Stygian, and the title track Storm Rider, all really good, really great songs. So, oh yeah, this one also comes on this really nice blue vinyl. And this one came with a poster of the artwork as well, which I guess I'll take it out. Alright, so yeah, really cool poster. So yeah, okay, so I've got a couple more records by Iced Earth, just a heads up. Alright, so next one is their third release, which is Burnt Offerings. And this is also the first album to feature Matt Barlow on vocals. And he would be their longest running vocalist. And my favorite, and probably most Iced Earth fans' favorite vocalist as well. So yeah, really cool picture of like Dante's Inferno going on right there. That's kind of loosely what this album is based on. It's got the song Dante's Inferno on there, which is like, I think it's like 16 or 17 minutes, but it's a freaking awesome, epic song. So, yeah. Anyways, let me show you the vinyl. Comes on the super cool cherry icy red. And this one actually is a double LP because the album's so long. The other two were just single. So yeah, as far as songs to check out, like I was talking about Dante's Inferno, if you have 17 minutes to spare, check that one out because that one's probably the best song on the album. Other than that, I think Burning Oasis is really awesome, and the title track Burnt Offerings, all really good songs. So yeah, awesome Iced Earth album, can't go wrong with this one. Alright, next up I've got the last Iced Earth album to show you. This is their fourth release, which is the Dark Saga. And once again, Century Media reissue. Pictures of the band. Okay, so one cool thing about this album actually is the whole album's another concept album. It's based on Spawn, the comic book. And Todd McFarlane, the creator of Spawn, actually drew the artwork for this album, which is really awesome. So yeah, the whole album's based on Spawn. Same artist did their artwork. Just a really cool concept going on. So yeah. And then this one comes on this super cool, and I want to say it again, it's that Mountain Dew yellow. It's not green, it's not yellow, but it's like that Mountain Dew color. Really like that color, by the way. This one also comes with a poster, as did Burnt Offerings. I forgot to show that one, but I will pull this one out because this is probably one of their coolest artworks that they have. So yeah, there's Spawn himself. So yeah, if you're a fan of Spawn, then definitely check this album out. I think the coolest part about this album is how they use the story for the lyrical content, but it's probably one of their most like emotional types of albums. It's just like, I don't know, it's like they can relate the story of Spawn to like real life things, which is pretty cool, or like just real feelings in general. So I mean, once again, if you can't listen to the whole album, which I recommend doing just because it's another concept album, it's got one of my favorite songs by Iced Earth, which is A Question of Heaven. That's the ending track on this album. Some other good songs are Violate, The Hunter, Vengeance is Mine, Dark Saga, all really good tracks. Another killer Iced Earth album. Check it out. Alright, so switching to another band. Got a classic here. This is Iron Maiden with The Number of the Beast. Love this album. It's classic. I mean, I don't know really what I could say about it. I mean, if you haven't listened to this album, then I really don't know what to tell you. You should go check it out because it's essential heavy metal. This is actually the first Iron Maiden album I ever listened to when I was younger. I want to say I was probably 14, 15 or so. So yeah, it just comes on black vinyl. The pictures of the band and then lyrics on the other side. So yeah, one of my favorite Maiden records. The first one to have Bruce Dickinson on vocals. So I much prefer their stuff with Bruce than the early stuff with Paul Di'Anno. Yeah, and one thing I am actually bummed about this release is it doesn't have the Total Eclipse song on this one, which Total Eclipse was like a B-side for the album. I don't know, they had to choose between Total Eclipse and Gangland when the album came out. I guess the record label was making them choose, and they ended up going with Gangland, and in my opinion that's the weakest song on the album, whereas Total Eclipse is one of my favorite songs on this album technically, even though it doesn't come on the vinyl reissue, but it is on the CD reissue, which is cool. So yeah, I mean, classic stuff here, really sick artwork. Alright, moving on again to another Iron Maiden album, another one of my favorites, Powerslave. I mean, one of their best albums, classic stuff here. Really cool reissue, came on a gatefold with a bunch of pictures of the band on the inside. Got all their got some tour pictures, and it's got some pictures of them actually inside some catacombs and stuff. Alright, oh, here's a good one right here. They're all inside a tomb right here with a mummy. It's pretty badass. Got the lyrics on the other side with Eye of Horus. And this one's actually the picture LP edition, so it's got the 2 Minutes to Midnight artwork on this side, and then the Aces High artwork on the other side. So yeah, I mean, as a collector, I thought that was super cool to have something like this. Even though usually, I guess they say picture discs don't sound as good as the regular vinyl, but I mean, this was too cool to pass up. Actually, a friend gave me this for my birthday a few years ago. But I mean, yeah, Powerslave, Iron Maiden, classic album. Got another one of my favorites by Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time. This is another one of those picture disc reissues on gatefold. So yeah, got some really cool tour pictures. Picture of the band on while they're playing. Not they're playing, I don't know what that is, but anyways, get the lyrics on the other side. So yeah, this side has the Stranger in a Strange Land artwork, and then the other side has the Wasted Years artwork. So yeah, one of my favorite Maiden albums. Just like the whole atmosphere on this one. Some of my favorite songs would be Deja Vu, Heaven Can Wait, and Caught Somewhere in Time. Yeah, so Unfortunately, these are the only 3 albums by Iron Maiden that I have on vinyl right now. I have all of them on CD, but slowly but surely I'm going to get all of them on vinyl because, yeah, I mean, Iron Maiden's one of my favorite bands and it's just classic stuff. So yeah, somewhere in time. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.